What's going on is the Wolf, and we back with another segment at a round table. Today I'm joined by
Pimp 215, you already know.
Say.
and we got our special guest for this week.
OG Bus.
Go ahead, Buzz, give him a rundown, let everybody know what you got going on.
Oh man, I'm a health coach. I do Herbalife Nutrition. I got a shake club at Worcester and Stanton. My name's Second Running Fitness on Instagram.
Yeah, man. And we honored to have you today. His name ain't just OG Buzz for no reason. You know what I mean? He a legit OG. You know what I mean? Somebody that's like heavily respected. That's up there. You know that ain't been around. So it was only right that for today's topic we had to involve a real OG.
Real OG.
You know what I mean? Like a super OG. We OGs in our little mid-20s, but we went and got somebody that's like, you know, really original gangster, OG. You know, so tell them what today's topic is, say.
So today we are going to be discussing new streets versus old streets, and basically getting different point of views and really trying to understand and dive deep into this topic.
All right, that's a bet. I'm with it.
Nice topic.
Nice topic. It's relevant. It's about that time.
Yeah, great topic.
It's good.
We got the right people sitting
People
down ready
gonna
to talk
learn some
about
stuff.
it.
They're gonna take some tips, and hopefully we gonna change some things with this conversation.
Let's get it started. So where we going with it first?
All right. So the first question is, in whatever order y'all want to do it. What made you leave the streets? Like, what inspired that decision and made you decide like that was like a change was needed, basically?
Well, for me, the biggest it happened like it was like a domino effect for me. Like so many things happened at one time. You know what I mean? So a lot of people around me went to jail. A lot of people was dying from different reasons, whether it be health or rather getting murdered or whatever the case may be. And then me having children. You know what I'm saying? But one of the biggest statements that rung out, that resonated with me, that made me say, "Damn, the real change gotta happen," is when my mom said, "Damn, if you go back to prison, I'll probably be dead by the time you come home." So that was one of them things I really had to, it started resonating like, damn, I'm really like, the only person my mom really got, you know what I'm saying? That's really going, weather the storm with, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that made me say, damn, I gotta, not so much change like I'm perfect, but just slow down a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, start making
a reality check. Right.
Start making decisions that wasn't just about you, and more so in regards to like the people around you, how they was being affected. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. How old would you think you was around that time? Like, were you still young? Or was you?
I was about I'm still on parole. I had like 20 something months left. So I was about 35, 36.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I got kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Then I can't even imagine my kids calling you dad.
Yeah.
Or you dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No disrespect,
No,
but
no,
you
no,
get what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you.
Like
Yeah, I got
calling
real
another man dad and
Right.
smacking him in the head or neglecting him. You know what I'm saying? You might see him doing something wrong and you might be like, damn, that ain't my son. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
That happened every day out here.
Right. So that was like, damn, you gotta wake up a little bit and do some things a little different. You know what I mean? Don't be so aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, where I made my transition, it came like similar like to it being a domino effect. But I'm like somebody that likes to look down the road at stuff, right? So when I think about like the shit that I invested into the streets and like what my reward was becoming repetitive. I could see what my reward was, but what was starting to happen around me was like kind of becoming a thing where it was changing me, and it was putting me in a position to feel like this shit not even worth it. Like it's taking everything from me. Like even when I'm getting, the reward is the same. I'm getting money. Like I might be getting a little bit of respect. I might have a certain amount of power. But at the same time, what it was for me was when I had my wild days when I was like a loose cannon. Like I'm loose. Like I'm young. I'm active. I'm with everything. And when I started to notice, when I started to kind of like grow, my mind started to develop. I got kids, different things like that, and I started to find myself wanting to be more involved in other things. And I noticed that it was another generation that was young and active, and like they don't know that you're young and active. You was just young and active, so you almost got to be active again. And I'm like, whoa. I thought that when you get to this level, you don't no longer got to be on that. But these little motherfuckers, they trying to take it there, and they like, oh, you got power, I want that. You know what I'm saying?
I want that crown.
It became a thing where it was like, it ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's taking everything I love. Like everything I thought I loved, the girls I thought I loved, the friends I had, the money, everything was being stripped from me. You know what I'm saying? Then not only that, you gotta wake up and worry about attention from enemies, attention from fucking robbers, and then attention from cops. it's so many different elements that come with it. You know what I mean? And it's like when you think about all the shit that come with it, and you gotta stand what you do in the street. Like you can't be, I want the money, but I don't want what come with it, which is what these new motherfuckers think. You gotta take every aspect of it. I'm like, all right, I said if I can find another way to make money, and I don't gotta take all of this, I'm chilling. And my first thing was, it's so funny because my dad was sick or whatever. The first bit of legal money I was making, because I always had a little entrepreneur shit going on, but it wasn't really that. The first little bit, it was literally a little bit of money. I said, damn, I'll stop grinding. And this was periodically if I could find a better way to make some money. And I started doing the home health aid thing. And I was making like $700 a week off it, but for nothing. I wasn't doing shit. I'm not even like, my dad, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm cutting him something, you know how that shit go, whatever. So I'm on that. And he dead now, so it was cool. But that shit right there was like, all right, this is something that, it was consistency. It was something I had never had, like a consistent income where I got a car note. I'm like, I've never seen money come consistently where I trust it enough to be able to say I ain't got to take this risk to pay my bills. So I was able to do all that, and I just started to be able to take that to find my way. So I just never looked back from there. You know what I'm saying?
I think, well, for me, it ain't even like a thing. If I run it back to how it even all started, last time I went to jail, it was just like, we had a lot of stuff going on. Like, granted, we wasn't just selling drugs. We was selling drugs, but we had hair salon, we got a whole web series, we still got the brand, so we still got a bunch of shit that we doing that's really like, could change our life. But I'm still grinding. I'm still in the streets trying to make money because I'm really not trying to work a job or something like that. So, because I needed my freedom. So for me, but when I went to jail the last time, I seen like how it is when you in there and it's like really not up to you, and it's like, just that experience was like something. I'm like, everything I'm doing, this shit ain't even worth it. Like I'm making an amount of money, but it's pennies to the real world. But to me, I'm treating it like it's a lot of money. I'm making it, but I've got to lose everything for it. And then if you know the process of going to jail and fighting cases and shit, say if you like a goal for an average street nigga is probably making 100,000. You feel me? In the real world, 100,000, they laugh at you. You talking about you trying to make 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And granted, to get to that 100,000, it's probably 1% that even get there. So now I'm falling in the 99 percentile. It's like, all right, say if I make 10,000, I go to jail, my bail will be $5,000, my lawyer retainer from the RIC will be $5,000. All that money is gone. So it's like I'm hustling backwards. I'm hustling to pay these nigga bills, and it's like you said, once we had to figure out like another outlet. And for me, I'm a hustler, so even in the streets, it was just hustling. It was all about hustle. It was all about money for me. Granted, everything, whatever, it was just all about hustle and money for me. So once I realized the way to utilize that same hustle and make money or make more money, the streets didn't even make sense to me. It's like, it don't even make sense because like I'm hustling backwards. And I told you, I'm only in there for hustling. The new shit that's going on nowadays where niggas is wreck chasing, that never made sense to me. You feel me? It was all about money. It was all about wanting more. It was all about seeing shit you didn't have, and this was the opportunity. It presented the opportunity to get what I didn't have. So once I seen another opportunity to get what I didn't have, I look at the streets like, it don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. Like some people, granted, everybody got a decision they got to make, and everybody go through, they learn these lessons differently. But for me, I learned my lesson that way when I realized like, damn, I'm away. I got too much shit to lose. Like other niggas ain't got shit to lose. I got too much shit to lose to be doing this shit.
I was just gonna say, I can only speak from a family member outside of, how your family and your home is affected from, street life.
That matters.
Yeah, and it's being like the daughter or the wife or the mother of, is like the stress of if he coming home, or how does that impact my family, my kids, if you are away, like you were saying, who raising your kids, or, what any of that looks like. And even after hearing all of you speak, it's like, for you, it's like the family aspect. Like, like your mom said something that touched your heart. What's going to happen if you not here, or you come home and I'm not here no more? And then now for you, it kind of was like the standing on what you do and understanding, like, you got to take the good and the bad. And, feeling like that's not really what you want no more. And Marcus, for you, like the being stripped of your freedom, is like all of those are really good points, and it's stuff to think about in your own personal life as you are a man growing up, whatever you want to do, and taking all three of those things into consideration.
Yeah, and I think I was impacted by like my family definitely was like it was a part of that decision, 100%. Because one thing that I know about being a street nigga is no matter how much I thought I was making decisions for my family, I was really making decisions for me. Even if I was hustling and feeling like, all right, it's so my mom ain't gotta give me no money, or my kids ain't gotta want for nothing. If somebody blow my fucking head off, or if I do fall in a way to where though they now become my crutches, all I'm doing is creating that more stress on you know what I'm saying, more stress on them. And then for you, like us being around each other forever, like I remember I could know the day that it's kind of. I remember the day Pimp started hustling and the day he stopped. It was like even at the time when we caught that last case together or whatever, and he ended up having to go away or whatever. It was one of the things where, like he said, we had so much going on. So like we had already tried to step away. We tried to, like when I even did the whole home health aid shit. That's when I stopped for periodically because I'm still in college like that. But we hit a hard left back. But it was like when we started to look at our path and our journey, it's like we kind of digging ourselves deeper in more than we kind of digging ourselves. Even with us grabbing the hair salon, it's like, yeah, but we started off, we was hustling this, and now we stepping along with this. This is like a way worse substance than this is. So it's like we think we making more, but we thinking we doing something. But it's really like, soon as we got caught up that one time, he looking at 7-8 years in jail from the rip. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn. So when you count that time, you're like, damn, like the money. For one, when we got locked up for it, because we already didn't serve our sentence and all that. When we got locked up for, you look at it, you're like, yo, what the fuck? I could have fucking sold waters and been like, you know what I'm saying, over the time that they took out of the yard. Like, I could have sold fucking waters.
Nigga could have went to work or something. You feel me?
No bullshit.
There's jobs out here that's better than making certain incomes. Granted, you feel like you got the freedom to do certain shit, but like, is it really worth it? When they take your freedom from you, is it really worth it when you sit in that cell and you got 4 walls to look at and a celly and all that? That shit ain't worth it.
And then not only that, another thing is for me was the reality of having a dad. Like you in a position where as though I know my mom really ain't gonna be the only one there.
Right.
When the smoke clear, you know, they gonna be there, you know, your friends gonna be there first couple months.
Yeah.
But when the smoke clear, my mom is really gonna be the only one that's making sure I get that little $20 a month, that little $50 a month, you know, because I did 10 years before. So it was like, you know, my mom never missed a month. She might have didn't do this, but she never missed a month.
She did 10 years with you.
She did 10 years with me. You know what I'm saying? She sent me money every clockwork. I was part of the bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But who can I gotta ask myself, who do I got out here that would do that for me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not to say that they bad people because they wouldn't do that for me. They got their own life.
Shit, right?
They got their own stuff.
But that
going
took
on.
maturity in you to even realize that. Because some people, depending on where their mind is taking their anger out on the people who not doing, not realizing that you got yourself in this situation.
For sure.
Yeah.
Jail does that. Jail make people go crazy.
They be entitled.
They entitled make you think the world owe you something.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that think that has entitlement issues normally be the people that never done nothing for nobody.
No, and that's for sure. No, that's 100%. Like that's crazy because they be the ones that the people that done shit be the ones that be considerate. They be like, damn, I know you. Like we got 15, 16 homies we take care of. We take care of everybody that's in jail. And it's like we almost got a structure where it's like, cause you said they're part of the bill, so it's like, all right, we know we're going these 3 gonna go this week, but it's every week somebody's getting something. Like, and if it's not them. Maybe in jail, maybe it's the kid that needs something, or maybe their mom needs something, but it's something. But it's the people that just be like, they feel entitled, like dog, like we don't owe you this, we got our own shit going on. But the ones that know, they'd be the ones like, yo, all right, we know that y'all gotta do this, y'all gotta do that, y'all gotta pay this, y'all gotta pay that. All right, lay off me, just send me some pictures.
Right.
Just come see me. You feel what I'm saying? Pull me out, answer my phone when I call. But you got the other motherfuckers that you could pay their lawyer, you could do everything in your power, and then they still make it you feel like it's not enough. If you miss that 1 week where you're like, yo, I ain't got it, and they're gonna be like, damn, bro, you can't. It's only a bean. You be like, it's only a bean. I understand it, but if I'm saying I ain't got it and I had it 65 other times, then obviously that bean is not there right now. You know what I'm saying? But you know they jump off the deep end with you on those type.
They start resenting you.
Like you did something. Like you put them in there.
Like you did something else. And my man always say, my man behind the camera, he always used to say, I asked him one time, I said, do you think I should do that for that person? He was like, no. He was like, I was like, wow. He was like, because they gonna, in the long run, they're gonna resent you because you had to see them in bad shape. So they gonna wind up resenting you. You know what I mean? Then I dug it like, damn, everybody I really took care of or did something for or used to be here for. We on the outs.
Right. Yo,
because they did some corny shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's how it go. That's really how it go. You can see how like the street shit is just selfish. You feel me?
Right.
But you can see if a nigga really selfish, the true struggle is gonna show when he in jail because he's gonna be calling, and if you can't do something, he's gonna be worried like curse you out, whatever, saying whatever you gonna say, but whole time you don't know what you got going on here.
Don't give a
people
fuck
got
the
their
act.
own life.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck the act. So like that shit.
I got niggas that don't even ask me how my kids doing.
Like E.T. said, You eat off I'll share my table with you, but when you got something on your table, I don't even know you got a table. You keep that a secret. Yeah, I'm rolling over there. I don't know what they don't see you in months. They gonna come check on you. Yo, but you good? Just because they see you smiling on the gram or they think you cool, but they don't check on you or nothing. But when they need you,
It's hard being that person that everybody go to, because who does that person go to?
Right.
So, and they get used to you being that one, and like you said, they don't want to seem weak or whatever they might be going through in their own head.
Right.
But it's just like I said, who does that person go to? So we have arrived at the part where you've made that decision. You decided the streets is no longer for you, and y'all kind of touched on a little bit about some of the things that y'all got into after y'all decided to leave the streets. But what was that transition like? What did you do to make that transition, and was it a smooth transition or not?
For me, it wasn't smooth at all, because when I came home from prison, I hustled up 9 houses. Some was fixed up, majority of them wasn't, but I still owned them. You know what I'm saying? And then as time went on, you know, when I took a fall, I started losing everything for, you know, different reasons. You know what I'm saying? And when I looked up, I ain't had nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had nothing. Here's a guy that was able to create a lot. You know what I mean? If this didn't work, I'd do this. If that ain't work, I'll do that. I always would, you know, I never won it. You know what I'm saying? But I wound up running into a brick wall. And then it's crazy how life worked, because all my support systems was doing some type of time. Like people that really was, so, you know, my legs, we'll put our heads together and make something happen. They were all doing time. You know what I'm saying? So I was really like, damn, I gotta figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was, I was like 320 pounds. I started exercising first. So that's how I, just to clear my mind, it really wasn't about the weight. It was about finding a stress reliever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I started exercising, and then I turned the exercising into a hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People wind up, yo, I need this, I need that. All right, cool. I wound up turning that into a hustle. And then I wound up taking my same hustler mentality and turned it into something legit. Because I already had legitimate stuff going on, but I wound up shifting everything. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I created the store. I got a food truck. I got a few properties. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, that we own outright, free and clear. So it was like, I had to start from, I always say I had to eat shit. I had to eat shit. Because remember, I told you I had 20-something months on parole left. And I always used to say, damn, I owe these people 11 years. I got 20-something months left. I owe them 11 years on parole. If I jaywalk and they catch me, these niggas gonna talk shit about me. Oh, I knew that old boy was a dickhead. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the laughing stock. So I had to dumb him all the way down. Meaning, if I had to eat shit, I'm gonna eat shit. One time, my big mom said, damn, your son need this. I said, listen, I ain't jumping over nobody counter to make sure y'all got what y'all need. That's just because when I get caught, guess what? You going to the next boy.
Yeah, for sure.
You going to the next dude. So just because my son is cool, he got what he need. But if I get caught doing some shit to, you know, just to make you feel okay.
Yeah. They want you to return back to that form. They want you in a rebuilding mode. And they used to you being here. So when you get here, they still. One thing I learned about family, even when people coming back into society from jail, is they expect that person to just rise right back to where they fell from. So it's like it'd be hard for them to be patient with that rebuilding process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, I guess what you said. So what? Like, how was the transition? It was like
what was your moves and positions? Like, what was your decision?
I think that my decision, I knew that once Pimp went to jail, that was like the end all. That was end all be all. We almost got caught up in some bullshit that was a little deep. And for some shit, first of all, it wasn't even our situation. It was just like some shit was about to come down. It was like we end up, getting away from that. And I already was like, damn, like I'll start counting my blessings in a sense. But I kind of was like being more and more forced out. It was like God, like you said, God removed anybody around me that I couldn't even thought about sticking around that could have kept me in that state of mind. So I'm like, I felt literally every single person I hung with was in jail.
Right.
Now one person was out. Like he was my man that's behind the camera was a CDL driver. So he was the only one that was out, but he was in LA driving all these different places. So I'm by myself. So I got the hair salon. And I'm like, I'm finding myself in the salon more every day. I'm getting addicted to that. It started to open my mind up to this is when I first like started tapping into marketing because I'm like, I need to find something else to occupy the time. I probably when Pimp went to jail, I was depressed for like a month.
Right.
Like I felt like I couldn't. It was weird as shit. I'm like, damn, like this shit hurt me more than like a lot of shit. Like what the fuck? My whole routine is off. Every bit of my routine. So it's like I had to really find a new routine. So when I learned about marketing. I started getting the salon rolling. I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, bro, like I'm making like 12 grand a week off hair.
Right.
Like he can't even imagine it, but he just know like everybody telling him like, yo, your man out there, he run that shit up. I had a nice couple months. You know what I'm saying? It was just like being able to trying to sustain that. I'm like, first of all, these numbers is looking like drug numbers. So now it's becoming a joke to me. I got hair bundles, but I still knew niggas that was doing little shit. So I was just like, yo, you ride around with your bundles, you going to jail. I ride around my bundles, I'm cool. Like, I'm on this is what I'm on. But I started to see that it was just as, it was money that was just as good outside of the street. So the transition for that aspect was fine, but it's the mental thing that fucked me up because it got to a point where it felt like you running from your past a little bit. Like you be like, damn, like I don't know if this shit. I don't like feeling like I'm running from nothing, but this shit is like I'm trying to get the fuck away from this shit, but I just keep getting triggered, or you might anything could just go down, and you just feel like you getting snapped right back into shit. So I feel like still to this day, no matter how far removed I am, my PTSD is like it's crazy. It's like I see too much. Now I'm still watching people I love or I knew, and I just completely separated myself. Like it got to a point where I stopped answering niggas' calls. It just was like I had to do a hard separation. Like, yo, you know what? It was a reason why y'all all went to jail. Because God wanted to show me that I didn't need none of y'all, not even in a bad way. Just like, nigga, when you go on this journey, don't look back. And anybody that's supposed to come with you, they gonna be there. If they not, so when I started walking my way, I told him, I said, listen, you come home with that bullshit. And he tried that bullshit, so I said, I ain't fucking with you. No, literally, I was like, yo, I'm not fucking with you. Like, I'm not chasing that no more. I'm off that shit. And it was like, nobody wanted to believe that I was like really cool. But it was like everybody was, they're gonna test, they're gonna challenge you, and not like gonna test like but just on the tip, like, yo, I got this for you. Or you trying to fuck with this, or this situation just came through. This thing, I'm fucked up. Like, cause I'm talking about like, I'm like, dang, I'm like, it's shit that you would have prayed for 2 years ago. Like, damn, if I just could get that, I'm like, no, you know what? I stayed down. It was like I was fucked up. Like I couldn't even pay my car note type shit. But I knew in my heart that I wasn't. I said I'm not selling another drug again. That was the last situation that I was ever going. You mean catch a case on? I was like, I'm not selling another drug. So when he came home, he acted like he was going to fiddle with it because he was trying to get some quick money. I said I can't be around you. So eventually I was like, you know what? I can't even tell him. I can't be mad at him. Because the hair shit has started slowing down. I got rid of the salon. A lot of shit started transpiring. I can't even be mad at him for what he on. I gotta find a better way for us. So I started doing the marketing thing. We started throwing events. Man, we making every bit of what, bean 50 a week. We split the beans. It's this tight. But I'm just like relentless with it. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna figure this shit out, and we ain't looking back. Before you know it, I had my marketing company, and it was like I found some shit for him, and then he started doing the real estate shit. It was like we ain't looking back, like and now we got ways for anybody. It's like I tell my homies, it's like I ain't never gonna lose love for y'all, but when y'all ready to make that transition, I can help y'all. But if y'all still stepping in shit, don't bring that shit over here. Like keep that shit over there. If you don't step in shit and then try to hang with your positive friends the next day and track the shit in the crib, like take your fucking shoes off, let them cool down. Don't have nobody on your ass, and then you bring that shit our way. Like, you feel me? So it started to get like that, but the transition still happening with my PTSD.
For me, like, just to piggy, like, cause I'm in that story in many ways. So even if you fast forward to when I first came home, like when I first came home, shit was going good. It's like how we talked about, like how you try to get back into the mix, but it's shit different now. You feel me? So you gotta find your way. Luckily, I'm able to adapt, but it still was months that was going where I'm just like, I'm still grinding. I'm like, man, fuck that. The hair shit slowing down because the game getting fucked up now. Like the game is getting saturated. This is 2018,
2017 initially.
2017. So it's the summer of 2017. The game is getting fucked up. Like it's different than how it was. Numbers is not the same. So I'm coming home. Numbers ain't the same. Shit just ain't looking right for me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like,
these can't be the numbers you was talking about.
Numbers ain't right. Numbers ain't.
No, for real though. It was like a 3-month, 4-month good joint. I'm like, it's good.
Yeah, I come home. That's just the hair aspect. We got a whole salon. You feel me? So it's a whole salon that's running too. I got my mom in there. We got other stylists and stuff in there. So this shit ain't adding up. I gotta do what I know how to do. I know how to hustle. You get what I'm saying? So I find a way I get introduced to a way that's working. I'm grinding, but at the same time, not telling like, no, I'm not on that shit. I'm not doing it. Keep that shit away from me. We live together though.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm leaving out the grind. He doing whatever he doing. Cause he still got a job. And he's still figuring it out.
Right.
But he got a job. I don't really got that. So granted, then I'm trying to get a job. I got a felony. I can't even get a job where I want to get a job. I'm thinking I'm trying to turn the leaf over, but I keep getting turned around because I got a felony. Like 3-4 joint I'm going to, I got a felony. I'm getting turned around. So I'm like, man, fuck, I'm doing little shit, but I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But it just like figuring out a way. So he cracked the code with the marketing shit, and we like, all right, we gonna go where we know. We know how to have parties. So we first get into the club shit. Now we having a weekly. We granted, like you saying, we making a bean a piece every
After
week.
the bills,
After the bills paid,
I
walking
think
away with
DJs
a
like
bean.
bullshit. Yeah.
We like, fuck it, it's better than something, but it ain't good enough. You feel me? So it rolled over to like the end of the year. We had New Year's party. We had a crazy party where we just be able to walk away with some bread.
Yeah, a couple thousand.
Ever since then, after that, remember January this year, you like, bro, we like, yo, I got this office. I'm about to go in with this marketing shit.
Yeah.
I'm about to start doing consultations and all that. I'm like, all right, he like, you want to go in on it? I'm like, fuck it, we gonna do it, cause I know how to do paperwork and shit anyway. So like, fuck it, we gonna do it. So we do it. Should just take off. It just take off from there.
Right.
It's January, but at the same time, my heart not in it. I'm teaching myself how to do real estate shit. I'm teaching myself how to wholesale. So now, fast forward to the point where we at now, it's like, I know how to wholesale. My network is crazy on wholesale and shit. And that shit is like selling drugs to me. It's no different. It's really the same thing. I'm on my phone. I'm connecting with people. I got a property that I'm trying to sell, and I'm just selling it for more to make the difference. It's like selling drugs.
Like middleman.
It's middleman.
Yeah,
It was no different than what I was doing in the streets. So I got to see that. Granted, everything after we changed the leaf over, everything just started flowing. Now entertainment started flowing again. Everything just started flowing. So it wasn't really hard. It was a process. Granted, it was a process. But once I seen this end, now I look at selling drugs and grinding like it don't even make no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me.
The biggest fight is self. That's the biggest fight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you thinking people, you feeling embarrassed. You thinking people laughing at you. You going through all this shit in your head, but you know what I mean? It's really just you tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So because that was tied into what the next question was, do you feel like self for you would say is like your biggest temptation or your biggest temptation through your transition?
Yeah,
Like your
I
biggest
think
obstacle?
I know myself is my biggest obstacle because I really don't care about what people think or say. You know what I mean? Because I know how weak people really are. You know what I mean? That especially the people that we be thinking be somebody. You know what I'm saying? Really be cowards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about from a tough guy standpoint. I'm just talking about just period.
They character.
You know what I mean? Their whole character, like they don't really stand for much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like my fight be always me. You know what I'm saying? And I come a long way with that.
And I think that's every street nigga fear. I think that like when leaving that shit behind, your biggest fear. Like Mitch said it best when he said, "If I leave the game, is they still gonna love me?" Like it's the game, and it's like you think about that, you be like, cause you feel like when it's all you know, because growing up in a certain environment, a certain habitat, like it's like. We never just wake up like, yeah, I'm not about to go, I'm about to rep chase, I'm about to jump in this shit, I'm about to get involved with this. It was always one of them circumstantial things where your environment was like kind of creating your circumstances.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So when you looking at it like that and you like, damn, like, well, this is all I ever knew. In order for me to get away from this, like, how are the people around me gonna look at me? How are the people that's against me gonna look at me? How are these girls gonna look at me? And how am I gonna be viewed? And like, what is my identity? Because I never felt myself outside of this lifestyle. So it's like I only knew this my whole life. You know what I mean? Granted, being a hustler, you like, all right, niggas we can sell cars, we can do this, we can do that. But at first, it's one of the things where you like, damn, but like. I worked my whole life to build up whatever this reputation I have, especially when it's solid. And you're like, damn, how do I transition? But I think that's why we get so much respect from the street people because they know how hard it is to make that decision. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that shit is the hardest decision ever because you might go back for money and then you lose friends. Because then you really kind of get to see, you be like, damn, like this motherfucker would really rather me be dead or in jail. Like, any motherfucker that's going to challenge your hand because it's like you never lose your capabilities. You just smarten up. It's like if you are who you are, like if you got heart, you got heart. That shit, that's wherever you go. You can't lose that. But a motherfucker play with your mind and make you almost think like, damn, these motherfuckers think I'm going soft. And then almost like you feel like you gotta really prove yourself. You're like, but I did that already. This shit not making sense. So it just comes down to like niggas fear that. I got young boys, I got little cousins, all that I try to constantly advocate. Like, listen, like. Y'all watch me grow up. Everything I've been through, everything y'all going through, I've been through, like firsthand. Like everybody that's around me, they seen all of my transitions. It's like I'm not gonna tell you nothing wrong, but it's like their biggest fear is how they gonna get looked at. Like, how these motherfuckers gonna look at me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they battling with themselves. Like, do you know yourself? But once you kind of learn yourself as a man, you're like, man, fuck you. I don't give a fuck with you. I ain't got nothing to prove to you. I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't disrespect me as a man, there's certain things that I'm gonna die for. I'm standing on that. There's certain things I'm gonna kill for. I'm standing on that.
Right.
So that means if I gotta sit down, I gotta stand on everything that came with this. But other shit it just be like, I ain't, like, you feel me? Because I know I'm gonna stand on it. So I was like, I'm not about to get in the car with you and some shit go down. I know I'm not telling. I know I'm gonna stand on this. So I'm hanging around you. You my man. So then when you get into something, I'm standing with you because I gotta stand on it. Now I'm separating myself because it's like, all right, I know what I'm signing up for. So when I sit here and I'm like, all right, boom. Then when I was in this car with them, I knew it was gats in the car. These gats were gonna protect me just as much as they was going. For whatever the case, something happened. I can't turn around and be like, they wasn't my gat. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I got in this wheel. I knew it came with this car. I'm standing on it.
Some drama came this way and niggas was gonna pull him out to protect me. Then you
gotta stand on both sides. So
You know what type of friends you got.
Yeah, hell yeah. But it's like when you battling with yourself in those regards, then motherfuckers is afraid of being separated from that because some niggas don't feel safe without it. And it's like, you know what I was taught? I learned how to move around certain shit. So like that, it's like you kind of start to be able to, you can't predict anything, but you can account for variable change. You're like, all right, I know, and if I go here, I know what to expect.
Right.
But if I'm just in Walmart, I don't really know I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Your mind ain't as alert, but if it go down, whatever happened. But once you kind of start to learn how to move around certain shit, you shift your moves.
And that's the thing. A lot of these kids don't know how to move.
Yeah.
They're not street smart. They just moving just to move.
They just moving just to move.
Yeah, not even thinking deep into it.
Into the game. But for me, one of my biggest like the question was like the biggest
transition.
Yeah, like, well, your biggest temptation or hurdle to get over.
The hurdle for me to get over was like finding out how I'm gonna get the shit that I want to get. Like I knew like I wanted shit and I knew jobs and shit wasn't for me because it didn't. I work hard, so it didn't make sense for me to be working hard as shit and getting this same pay every week or every 2 weeks, knowing I want the shit that costs X amount and I'm like I count up 10 paychecks to get it. That never made sense to me. So I'm like, all right, but I don't want to do that. So I know it's a million other ways to make money out here. So it was just like finding out how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna get this shit I'm gonna get, and then just putting my all into it. And then once I figured that out, and we started doing the marketing, I started doing the real estate shit. I started seeing like, all right, boom, I could do this, I can make this. I can control my outcome. I can control my income.
But your hustle, like
my hustle. Yeah, I can still hustle. Like my hustle determines like what I make. You get what I'm saying? I'm a hustler. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to grind. I'm going to work hard. So at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, I might as well put it in my hands and I'm going to just grind. I'm going to find something legal, right to do, and just take off with it. And that's just where it's been since there. But a lot of kids I know go through that process like, damn, what am I going to do? This is all we exposed to growing up.
Even our idols.
But even in a lot of stuff y'all was saying, like y'all were able to take what y'all knew, hustling, and turn it legit. But it's just people knowing themselves enough to understand, like, it is something else I can do. Or, like you said, having that faith in self, like yourself being your biggest enemy, and understanding that I can take what I know, my street smarts or my hustle mentality, and turn that into real money. And then, I guess, understanding whatever your talent or whatever it is. So.
Oh, yeah, that shit, it's crazy that you said it's harder to do than...
Yeah.
Because growing up, people, that's all they know. That's all they is good at. You feel me? So, like, that's all they do.
And they don't have nobody to tell them or teach them.
That's all they believe they're good at.
Yeah.
Prime example, that's like somebody grew up playing ball their whole life, or football. They were supposed to be a star. They never studied because they was going to the league. This was their payout. This was their big break.
Right.
So it's like, when you throw these motherfuckers out, even if they get a bad injury that they never accounted for, torn ligament, something that they never return in rare form, their whole future is destroyed. So it's like, what the fuck do I do now? Do I become an accountant? Like, I was just about to be this, do I work at T-Mobile? Like, I was just about to be a fucking superstar. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's no different. Like, people don't treat, because at the end of the day, as dysfunctional as the streets is more organized than to get credit for. Like, it's structured. The principles and morals is fucked up now, which we're gonna go into when we get into that segment. But just like going back to what I can remember, is more organized than it gets. Shit don't just happen. Shit happen for a reason. So it's like everybody that's on the outside, it just look like chaos, like a zoo, just like
some backstory.
You know what I'm saying? But you be like, something happened to him because he wasn't right. He did something wrong. He was doing wrong shit happened to him. But you know, when bad shit happen to good people, everybody feel it. Everybody be like, damn, that was crazy, man. He wasn't even. That's when everybody is fucked up and affected by it. But motherfucker that's on the outside don't really know that. So it's more organized than you might think. So a motherfucker that's caught up in that, because at the end of the day, as criminals, being a former person that broke the law, you gotta think how to outsmart the cops, how to outsmart your enemies, how to outsmart your friends in certain matters, because you really don't know who, and then at the same time still try to find time to get money and and live. So you battling all of this stuff, and then a motherfucker like, yo, and then some people fall in love with the lifestyle. Right. Just that rush, like you said, like with the hair thing. Like I said, it felt like I still was grinding because I'm still pulling up on people. How many you want? You want 3? Give them 3 bundles. We charging like a bean 30 at the time. So it's like, all right, boom. Like I said, it's like we was doing all right. Before he went to jail with me, him, and my cousin, we still selling drugs. So we not even making the hair thing a thing. We got the salon. It's just like we make $2 grand, $3 grand. We like, all right, fuck it. Like whatever we make, I'm happy. Like this is legit money. You know what I'm saying? When he went to jail, I told myself I wasn't doing that shit no more. I went to a couple marketing seminars and I started learning how to make money. I expanded to Delaware a little bit. So now I got my man in Delaware. He popular out there. He got the Delaware shit. Truman, they ain't had no hair company. So we selling like 60, 70. I'm telling you, like it was like we had a good 2-3 months where we selling like 60, 70 bundles out there in a motherfucking 10. He with me every day, busting every move, and I couldn't even believe the numbers I was saying. Like I couldn't believe it. So it's like I had that nice run. I'm like, damn, like that showed me like it's something out here that could take me away, and I was making more money. I never was really running up. I never really seen a dime. It was really a good month where I really made like 11,000 every week that month. Right. And then it was like, all right, you know the number's gonna start to decline this month, maybe 5,500, 6,500. Right. But it still was better than the street numbers. You get what I'm saying? And even if it was good street numbers, but this is a different time in here. Right. It wasn't that many companies. It wasn't that saturated. The numbers was better. Everything was just better. But long story short, even when I did make that type of money in the streets, it was like it wasn't that often. Like you'd be happy to make a dime in a month. You like if you were doing certain shit, you know what I'm saying? It was like a profit. Yeah, profit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it feel better. You got this big, you have a dub, but 16,000 really got to go here. 4,000 is really all you seeing. Like you might have got something that was a dub, so you feel good on your way home. Right. But the $4 grand is really only yours. The dub, you got that to show. You can take a picture with.
$4 grand. That's all bills.
All bill money. You get a bill money, and then you put side by side for your lawyer. You got to sit here and pay for it. Just you know how that shit go, man. Right, like, but you know that shit crazy, man. When a motherfucker been doing that their whole life and they don't know nothing, this is why it's important. This is why I was saying off camera, like I try to show him a different way. Like, all right, I can't tell this little nigga not to hustle because that's all I knew. But if I could show him another hustle, and he could be confident in that hustle as he is in this hustle, he gonna be a beast. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I be looking at that shit.
So we talked about it a little bit, the old school versus new school. Y'all want to get into the mentality, or y'all want to get into the differences, or how y'all want to do it?
I like the mentality of it. We can start with the mentality and then go with the differences, end off with the differences. You could probably, basically, like what you're saying, the mindset of these new, the up and coming generation versus like, I would like to start with you because I think you've seen like,
you came from
generation, like you got a generation that even saw our generation coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like we know like it's different. We know it's no real street code how it used to be. We know like, so I guess from your perspective, what would you say? You know, basically the differences and stuff.
I think the biggest difference is values and principles. Like don't nobody have no value system, man. And a lot of them, but where the value system is lacking is more so in the home. You know, back growing up, you know, I come up with a single mom, right? And a grandmother and some aunts and stuff like that, and a neighbor, you know, and a old head who was cool with my family. And if they sent me out of pocket,
put you on your place.
even if I didn't change, they still would mention it that it wasn't cool. Mm-hmm. They still would say something about the behavior. Right. Yo, that ain't cool, homie. What you doing hooking? Yes, to go back, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell your mom on you. Right. Back then, I used to be like, oh, wait, gonna snitch on me. We had some type of fear. Like, we've lost all respect. Like, we don't have no self-dignity. We don't have no self-respect. We don't value nothing. We don't even value the people that we say we value. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once we lost that in our home, what do you think the streets gonna have for you?
No, that's
you know what I'm saying? So my biggest thing, what I always tell people is, people be like, yeah, we need to change out here. We need, the old young boys need to do this. We need to do that. No, my thing is this. The men need to take back their homes, their place in the world. Mm-hmm. If the men take care of their women and their kids, a lot of stuff will be different. You know what I'm saying? The women are the women are head of house now.
Yeah.
And It's like when you get up, when you're not on your feet, you go to a woman to put you back on your feet.
Yeah.
That, for the life of me, that's twisted.
Yeah, that's my life.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you gotta go to a woman to get some paper to get back on your feet when you really supposed to be in charge.
You're supposed to be, and then she can't even follow your guidance because she can't trust that you're gonna be there. And then on top of that, you coming to her.
Right. So now what it is, a lot of the women now, the single women that's taking care of the kids and stuff like that, they're too busy working.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't really reinforce behaviors like when you went like, yeah, don't do this. They can't really reinforce it
And it's
because
not-
they're tired.
Their voice isn't heard as much as if a man was in
A
the
man,
household.
right,
And
exactly.
it's not taking nothing away from the mother of the household.
Right.
It's a different level of respect.
I
It's a
mean, you
different
can
level
finesse
of-
mommy.
We lost our value
Yeah.
system.
Mommy a
Man.
little bit.
Our value system. That's where that's the biggest difference.
And it's so crazy because it's like when you say having a man present, men make each other. You should, as a man, you should hold yourself accountable,
Right.
hold the people around you accountable, and be able to take accountability when somebody else is holding you accountable. So it's like the value system, nobody is being held accountable. And like you said, like even when we was younger, like we had them old heads that would check up. I respect the OGs. Like it's like I would never even. It didn't matter because it ain't matter how much money you had. You could have been a fucking. If you was a good dude, you could have been a bum as far as in financially. But if you were just a respected person, I'm gonna respect you as such. So if you like young boy, like you drawn, take that shit somewhere. I'm gonna take that shit somewhere. I'm not like, oh hey man, fuck you, suck my dick. You ain't trying to take it from me.
But that's what they're doing today, though.
No, but it's like it make it to a point where you almost like you be like, man, if I ain't ready to slap the shit out of this young boy, I ain't even gonna say nothing to him because he might say the wrong thing and it might take me off my square. So
And
it's
you
like,
need that old head that's gonna tell you, youngin,
Absolutely.
that ain't cool to
Yeah.
tell nobody to suck your dick.
for real though.
That ain't
Right.
thorough.
But the thing is, the youngest don't respect not one old head. Like, and it's
Right.
and it crazy piggyback on what you said and what you said. Like, they don't respect. It start from inside the household. They mom don't even respect their dad, so now they don't even
Yeah.
respect their dad.
Yeah,
So if
we
you
gonna
don't
start
respect
from
your
the
dad, then
No
what grown
grown
man?
fuck
Who the
gonna
fuck
tell
gonna
you
tell you
We're
something?
gonna tell you what to do.
I'm
right?
grown. I've been grown since
I've
14,
been grown.
15. That's
The
it.
block raised me,
Yeah.
whatever. So nigga only gonna respect him and his gang, him and his niggas. That's all.
Right.
And that's
That's
just
who he
that's
around.
who he around, and they just gonna
And
respect.
they all
him.
on the same accord. So you got motherfuckers. None of these, even if they older, they maturation stage. They at a point where they like. And that's one thing I always knew in my whole life. Like I held all of my friends accountable. Like, I had old heads that held me accountable. Like even hanging and running around with Don and all that, and just like he had old heads. Like we couldn't escape it. So it's like damn, me and Don can't be on some of that shit because he got to face the old heads up his way. I got to face the old heads that's on my family or my way. I had people. So it was like one of the things where I held these niggas accountable. So it was like even when they younger and they trying to smoke and shit. Nah, we ain't smoking. Y'all ain't doing that. Why y'all niggas not in school? I ain't but 2 years older than them. But you would have thought I was 5, 6 years older than them because of the standard in which I made them hold themselves accountable. And it made me had to grow up in a certain way because I now know I got people watching behind me. So it's like I can't be on some nut shit and I got motherfuckers that looking at my behavior that can be able to say, well nigga, you did it. You get what I'm saying? So my old heads held me to a certain level of accountability. I passed it on down. And this is why I'm glad that the people I'm around, you see the same familiar faces because we got that foundation, that structure, and I wish it was more instilled. And a lot of these young boys, they do respect us. Like my young boys, like anybody I consider to be my young boy, they respect me. They going like if I tell them to chill, they know whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of remove myself because it'd be like, how much chilling can I tell these little motherfuckers to do?
Right.
And then
You
it's
don't
almost
replace it with nothing.
you can't tell a nigga to stop gambling, but don't give him a habit that's equally as fulfilling.
Right.
Like, yo, don't play the game, but what I'm gonna do with all my time? I've been playing the game, so what you want? All right, let's go play ball. We ain't gonna play. We're gonna distract him. We're gonna go take him to the court. We're gonna play ball, so he's not playing the game. Or he ain't gambling, so we're gonna go play the game. We're gonna do some shit. We're not gonna bet on this game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta break habits with better habits. But what's not happening now is because there's no extra. We used to get punished by our coaches. Literally, because remember we got to say Bible scripture and all that. Nigga ain't your fault what religion you was. You're gonna say this Bible scripture if you want to play on this game or you're not playing. We was taught accountability.
That shit ain't even like
And I
like
think
that.
for me, when I felt the shift is when grandparents started dying off. So like
Right.
I was around my grandparents. I even was fortunate enough to meet my great grandparents. So my grandfather was the block captain of the block, and my mom grew up on a block where everybody knew everybody. So when y'all talk about that repercussion part of it, it's like you're not going down the street to act a fool because you're gonna get dragged back up the street to your crib and you're about to get a beaten twice.
No.
You know what I mean? And
It was
so
a big deal back
yeah,
then.
exactly. And my mom had me young, so she grew up in a time where my grandpa made her stay on the steps. If the light on, you back in the steps. She didn't start getting more out there until like she got her car and got a little bit more freedom in her teen years. But even like females, you had to carry it a certain way. You're going to carry yourself a certain way, you're going to act a certain way, and and men and everybody, it was just held to a certain standard because your grandparents was making sure that you was doing so. So grandparents started dying off, moms started going to work, dads weren't in the household, and now you have this ripple effect of what we see today.
Super ripple effect.
Right, where it's like the lack of respect, the lack of repercussions and all that, and now we faced with what we see today, young bulls wilding out, catching wreck, whatever. So it's just like, how or what do we do to get that power back? And it's like, is it too late at that point?
I think I'm gonna be just totally honest. I think for some generations it's just too late. We gotta just chalk that.
Well, at the 10-year-olds right now.
For some generations it's just too late. I sit back and I watch like a lot of dudes with a lot of kids and stuff like that. They be trying to fix other people's lives, but be like, F their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They be like, yo, like, how could I? Or if you're a trainer, or if you're an accountant, how could I really trust you if your thing ain't
Right.
You ain't gotta be perfect, but if your thing ain't right, you know what I'm saying? Your foundation ain't right, and you're not even making an effort to correct it.
Yeah.
It's like, how can I really even rely on you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In any aspect of life.
It's almost like
You
you hurting the motherfuckers. You ain't even give a fuck about the people that's close to you.
Right.
How the fuck can I expect you to give a fuck about me or the people that's
It's
close
kind
to
of
me?
like, I might got my man right there, and he might be like smacking my son in the head, like, yo, don't do that. And I'm just making like, oh. Well, last time you seen your kids.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my man right there, like, if his son out of pocket, I'll check him. My man will reinforce it.
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Because they, for the most part, you know that I'm coming from a sincere place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to play your son. I ain't trying to do none of that.
Yeah.
This is what we need, though. We need to it's a collective.
It take a village.
It take a village.
Yeah.
Right.
And it takes generations to connect to even like issue to change, because it took a while for it to even get to this point. Like I've been out of high school like 9 years. So it's like when I was in high school trying to be in the streets and grind and shit, and the stuff that was going on in the streets, it was different than how it is
Way
now.
different.
And I'm assuming 10 years before that it was even way different. You get what I'm saying? So like even to issue the change, this is like right here is like a step. We from different generations, so we talking to the same audience, because this the future kids to come. Like that shit ain't there nowhere near where it even used to be, plus where it is now and where it's headed. It's just not there. Like what's
I think that the streets right now is more pride than principle. And there's a thin line between pride and principle. So where though you gotta sit there and really, because it starts with self-reflection. It be so many times where I'm asking myself, is it the principle or is it my pride?
Right.
If you don't never have that conversation with yourself, it's always gonna be your pride, but you always gonna tell yourself it's the principle.
Right.
You're like, no, it's the principle of this shit. He shouldn't have stepped on my sneaker. So is it really the principle that he stepped on your sneaker, or is it really your pride? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Are you not trying to stand down because you trying to be a man? Or is it one of the things where this is something, like, when something has to be done. If it don't have to be done, then it's definitely not the principle. It's definitely your pride. But most people can't overcome their pride because, especially they so young. And it's like, even like looking at it, like the role that these women is playing in like enabling this lifestyle. It's almost like all of these young girls, they want a street nigga.
Right.
When I came up, I had to hide being a street nigga because the girls I was into was in college and they didn't want to know that I ain't have the best future. So I had two spills. I was in college, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to school. I major in education and I minor in psychology. This is so I get my college girls, but this is how I'm making my money. You don't need to know that aspect of it. You don't know what the fuck going on while I'm making my money. You just know that I'm around and I'm good. But this new shit is almost like it became a fad, a trend. So it's like they started to think like, oh, street niggas, they provide protection, but at the same time they bring other shit that comes. They for one, they barely can. I'm not saying they can't protect themselves, because even if a nigga is a cold killer, it don't matter. He's also a target.
Right.
So
Right.
just as much of a fucking protector he is, he's just as much as a target. So you ride down the street with him, they throw that shit at him, you getting shit. So you thinking you feel safe, but you feel in jeopardy. And I actually saw girls say, I like feeling that little adrenaline from being in those situations. And it's like, how fucking dumb no disrespect to the women, I love you, but how fucking dumb did they become to where though, one thing I can say about any girl I dealt with, they did not approve of that shit. it was almost like I had to hide it. They would be like almost looking at me side eye, like when do you plan on getting out?
That's because you don't even like a girl. You wouldn't even like a girl
That was cool with that. Yeah, I wouldn't. There's no way I can take a girl serious that think that I'm so like that's running around like Tasha St. Patrick. Like, yeah, so when you planning on taking over the world? Like, first of all, sis, I'm trying to go legit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But these new chicks is what these they into. So, and then it's so fucked up because now college is so promoted against. So it's like nobody got no patience. So it's like the thing when you think of no patience, you think of fast life, fast money. So it's like, all right, I'm either gonna be a drug dealer, a rap star, an entrepreneur, or I'm gonna make it an entertainment in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion. But it's so much more than that. If people start to slow down and realize, especially 18, 19, I lived 6-7 lives since I was 18, and I'm only 27. I can only imagine how much wisdom you got and how much shit you've seen and been through just from the years you got in there. I'm 27 years old. I lived at 18. I was a completely different person. My values was always the same, morals the same, principles the same. But as far as in my mindset, that shit done elevated 6, 7. I done been through so much shit in that time frame. So a kid at 18. Dealing with a girl at 18 who I want Chanel bag and I want this and I want that. What you think young bro gonna do? Because for one, college ain't it because that at least take 4 years before you can even think about making some money and you gonna go in debt $150,000 if you going to a university to try to get this. A young chick like, man, I got this old head. He 36. He on paper. He on this. He on that. He on paper. Now I'm fucking with him. So now these young boys are trying to keep up and compete, and it's like. It's just crazy. It's like they ain't trying to keep up. They're trying to make that fast money. So it's like now they almost stuck in a disposition because it's like, damn, I can't even take my time because if I want to build with a girl, she not even willing to wait no more. Her patience ain't there. So it's like now she enabling it. Like, well, I want what I want now. So what you gotta do to get it? And then it's like now. And then the last thing I'm gonna say before I want to try to take it for is like, you gotta understand. There's so many niggas that don't belong in the streets. This is why it's really fucked up. Because you had a nigga that had that post office job that was making that $1,200 every 2 weeks. It was good. And now he start realizing like, all right, this ain't enough because this is the lifestyle I'm trying to live. I'm gonna take my $1,200 and I'm gonna go ahead and grab me this. And now I'm selling this on my side shit, but I'm really still a mailman. But the moment I get caught up, I'm telling because I'm in a position I had no fucking business being in, but I'm searching and chasing more. So it's like when you look at the streets, it's filled with niggas that's not standing what they do. You had the real motherfuckers. You had niggas that was going to rob you, niggas that was going to kill you, niggas that knew how to get money, niggas that was smart. Everybody played their role and they knew their position. But now you got motherfuckers trying to be. You got a nigga that might have just came up on some bread, jumping into the streets. Now he running around like he head honcho big news. Never been through nothing. Never been in a roundhouse. Never been questioned. Never been grabbed by the detective. None of this shit. But you running around and you in charge of everybody. Now the shit start to sink and you never been in this position. What the fuck you think this motherfucker gonna do? He was a mailman. Right. He was delivering mail. He wasn't a drug dealer, but his girl thinks that she got fucking El Chapo. You know what I'm saying? Now all his young boys is looking up to the dollar sign and not the value of the man. Like I ain't never respected money. That shit never mattered. I've been broke. I've been up. I've been broke. I've been up. I didn't see it. Like you know what I'm saying? My short life of living so far, and it's like. Money, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Money ain't never made me feel better than I felt. If I had a bad day, the money ain't make me feel better. It might have gave me that instant, like, oh, I just made some money back. That's something to hang my hat on. But when I had to go back, I had to face myself as a man. So I always looked at the man for what he stood for. Like, damn, how do you treat your kids? How do you treat your household? Like, how are you with your friends? Like, is you a nigga that's in competition with your friends? Are you trying to see your friends win? Are you like, what are you doing? Are you pillow talking? What's your values? What's these morals? Now these girls are so involved. It's like these niggas is now using their girls as venting tubes. Like, yeah, I'm gonna tell my girl everything that's going down. She gonna know everything, and it never was like that. You know what I'm saying? It was almost what you like. I'm not. You don't fucking tell your girls.
Girls are forbidden from the
streets. You don't fucking tell. There's no such thing as street bitches.
Everything you really enlighten over is things that security things.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta let them know to be security minded.
That's it.
Don't keep them naive to certain things.
But that don't mean you go take them and put them in positions neither. Like, yo, drive me here so I can go do some dumb shit. It's one of the things where it's like, listen, like, all right. This is whatever. You just put them on point, like but that's it. Like it ain't too much and nothing else to talk about. Just putting them on, making them security minded, and not putting them in that position to even have to test their motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. Put my girl in no motherfucking roundhouse. I can't even be mad.
This is why you see shit is going down where girls is getting shot, and girls is getting locked up, girls is telling, niggas
too much in the mix.
Too much in the mix. These girls know what's going on in the streets more than niggas do. Like,
more than me.
You get around girls, they start talking about the streets, like, huh? Such and such did that, such and such and such. Like, huh? What's going on? Like, how you know all of this that's going down? But it's because niggas that's all they got to talk about is the new sport, it's the new it thing, it's the new trend, it's the new fad. It's like.
And people like, everybody want to be the same now. Like, so everybody just follow this, oh, well, this is popular, or this is going to get me this, or like you said, like that instant gratification. So it's like, even with women, like they're following what other women is doing. Oh, my friend getting a bag. Oh, I want a bag.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend taking pictures. She don't got no clothes on, just getting a lot of likes. Oh, I want to take pictures where they get a lot of likes, you know? So it's just like everybody's doing what the next person is doing instead of standing for taking time to realize who they are, taking time with themselves and being like, you know what, this is not cool. I don't want to do this. I want to be an individual. I don't want to group think anymore.
Right.
And so it's like, for women, it's certain things that's either put out there in media or the music that get them to the point where it's like, okay, well, this is cool. This is what I gotta do. I have to show my body, or I have to be this type of female. And you don't. That's not who you have to be. You can be you, and that works for you. So.
But it all start with like just somebody seeing it, that inspiration, like who, because if you inspired by what's only that's around you, if that's all you're seeing, and all you got to look at is Instagram, and they painting certain narratives on Instagram, they did this to get that, or somebody you know got this, and he telling you, man, this is what I'm doing, this is what the only thing people gonna do. Like,
Can you put me on?
yeah, can you put me on?
A chick might be looking at like, yo, you dope boy,
You
you got a friend? Like,
you got a friend.
because I see how your lifestyle look, but it just come down. I'm gonna say this to the camera
That's temporary.
every time, but I never tell people what decisions to make or what a decision not to make. I just tell you to stand on your decisions. Like, understand that it's pros and cons to everything, whether you starting a business or starting a block. But if you is going to choose that lifestyle and you're going to start a block, to understand what comes with it and sign, know what you signed up for. Because one thing for sure, the streets existed before me and the streets will exist after me. So I'm not about to say I'm going to be this dude that's going to enter and change the streets from being the streets. The streets is the streets. But if you are going to enter the streets, then make sure you're standing on what you stand for. Don't go in that street if you don't know, because the streets will shape you one way or another. And it'll break you one way or another. So it's up to you as if you're going to be able to take. I know motherfuckers that know, like, listen, they done made the money and they still don't want to leave because it's the lifestyle. That's all they know. They scared to leave. They don't want to leave no matter. They can be 40, 42, 43. This is all they ever knew. They did. They 10. So I was a street nigga thinking like, man, I got 5 years in me. I can do 5. I can do 10. I can do. It was cool. Like, you come down to your age. Like, I come home by the time I'm 27. I'm 22 now, and I'm good. Like, I catch this ratchet case. Like, your mind is like different, but these new niggas ain't thinking like that. They like, oh, wait, you said I gotta do what? No, yeah, Now that's why everybody running. And then it's not even being penalized for talking to him. It's not even getting punished. Your man just came home, you still like this with him. Like, yo, come on, man. It used to be, for us, we didn't cut down multiple homies like, no, you ain't right. You ain't right. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I just don't, go get you a job, bro. You know, do whatever you gotta do in your new life. But this life right here is you done. It's over with. Done. And don't try to come around us and you know we got values and you don't bring it. So niggas almost be ashamed to see me. Even just don't do it. Like, stand what you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't gonna say I'm enabling that lifestyle, but I'm saying don't sign up for it if you're not taking that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna take what come with it.
And so I'm taking that as your advice to them, to the people watching. Do you guys have advice that y'all would want to say or give to, guys in the streets trying to make a transition and what that may look like?
I think the biggest advice I can give is be comfortable with being yourself. You know what I mean? Even with your flaws, be comfortable with being yourself. Take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? And your weaknesses, identify your weaknesses, and just work on them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it may take you to ask for help, get a mentor. You know what I mean? And that's okay. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I first came home, even up until the date, I've been home since 2004 until now, and I've always, like, I can have a decision already made in my head, but I got somebody that I'm gonna call and just to run it by them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And to where as though, even if accountability, right? Even if they don't agree with my decision, I still want to run it by. Even if I don't listen to them, I still want to run it so I can look at the broader picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't. The generation, whether you be an adult or a young boy now, they don't do that because they be more so concerned with, I don't need nobody.
Yeah.
No, we all need each other. It's called interdependency. You help me, I help you. You know what I mean? Even if it's just advice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no problem with getting advice from the next man. Yeah. Like it's like stuff that you be saying online. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that can be quick. You know what I'm saying? So you be right on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's my biggest advice to give people is just be comfortable with being yourself and don't be scared to ask for help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be scared to ask for, someone else's opinion.
Right. I guess my advice to the younger, to the new streets, and somebody that's really trying to get out the streets. Me being one of them people who made it out, is like it's gonna take a lot of trial and error, but you gotta be patient with yourself, and you can't rush yourself. Like, if you get caught up in what's going on in the world and everything and wanting to be a part of the now, it's like, once you understand that this shit ain't going nowhere, these girls ain't going nowhere, these cars, a new one come out every year, a new watch, jewelry come out every year, a new chick come out every year, they turn to 21, 22 every year, you get what I'm saying? So like, at the end of the day, it's like, there's no rush. You gonna notice, like, the same chicks that was around 5 years ago when you wanted to get that way, 5 years from now, they either gonna be burnt out or they gonna be still there. They're not going nowhere. You get what I'm saying? They gonna have had they run with their street nigga or whatever they was on, they gonna had their run and they gonna be back to the streets. And you gonna have your shit together, you ain't even gonna want them. You feel me? So it's just like, understand that this shit ain't going nowhere. That's something I had to tell myself, that none of this shit is going nowhere. All this shit that I want, it ain't going nowhere. Like, granted, it's not going nowhere. So once you get that aspect, and then you really can give yourself time to figure it out, because if you sitting behind the walls, or God forbid somebody blow your head off, you ain't coming back. And if you sitting behind the walls, there's a chance then when you come back, it ain't gonna be on your time, it's gonna be later. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful of that and who you affecting with your decisions, because when you go to jail, like you said, Johnny had your mom. Granted, we only got each other versus certain people that's gonna help sometimes, but who really gonna stick it out with you? Count them people and then realize, like, man, this shit, it ain't worth it. Like, it ain't even worth it.
I would say just taking everything that was discussed here and not letting it go in one ear and out the other, and really trying to apply it or see where you fit in, and doing some self-evaluation, because I think there was a lot of gems dropped here. So.
And then lastly, it's just like, for one, reach out if y'all need mentorship. You know what I'm saying? Because like, the only reason we even tapped into this topic, because I left my past in the past. Like, I try not to even think about it because of my PTSD. I try not to get triggered. But it's one of the things where it's like, if I never say something about like what I've been through, then it's not a young boy out here that might even understand it, that I know what he's going through to even be able to advise him. Another thing is, man, understand that you ain't got to be a gangster. Be more of a man of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that gangster shit is played out. You hear it? They told me it was played out when I was trying to be a gangster, and I'm now saying the shit. And it's like, I realized what it is, because I wasn't being a gangster because I wanted to be a gangster. I was being a gangster off pride. It was like, no, I can't nothing slide. Can't nobody look at me the wrong way or do that and that. But it became a thing where it's like, damn, it's come down to what you stand for, your morals, your principles. Nobody coming for your true values as a man. Then be a man of respect and get the respect that you want back. You know what I'm saying? Everything. And then communication. A lot of shit could be resolved with open line of communication. That's one thing I learned. Like, it's always that area of communication before shit get fucked up. But when that conversation don't happen and shit go left, it's really kind of hard to swing it back around. You almost gotta let a generation pass, and then it kind of pick back up. But it could be that line of communication. So don't be afraid, like he said, like being yourself, and then being man enough to be able to have that communication. Like, damn, is this something I can talk about, or is this something that has to go there? Like, you know what I mean? So when y'all thinking about it, and don't let these women rush your process. For the young guys out there, and I really don't even want to speak on the position that the women take in it, because I don't respect it. I feel like we shouldn't. Men want to impress women. If a girl say basketball players is the new thing, every nigga's gonna go try out for the basketball team. If women say college kids is a new thing, believe it or not, women control the narrative. So by women saying they want dope boys, this is why it's birthing dope boys. This is why we looking at 10, 11-year-olds, and that's what they want to be, because they hear their sisters talking about it. They hear the girl they like talking about it. Even if you out age and you see all the chicks you want, but it's been in the music. It's been more affected personally now. It's like they speaking on it personally. It's like you seeing that shit, you being affected personally, because it's been gangster music going on. It's been that message, but now it's not the trend. If the trend was to become a fucking doctor, then all these kids would want to become doctors. The women said that, because why do we get our haircuts? For women. Why do we get dressed? For women. Why do we want money? To be able to create that foundation. For who? For women. Men, we gonna be men regardless. If it was an all-man world, we gonna have our things that create our status. But women amplify that shit to a different degree. So when we do what we gotta do to attract the woman we want. So if I want this girl, and she like bags, and bags cost 10 grand, and I don't know no other way to make 10 grand, I'm gonna go out and get it, because I want this girl. So if girls understood their role, and how much of an impact they got on it, because it's like y'all boyfriends are drug dealers, your brothers are drug dealers, and it's like I'm not knocking the streets. I came from it. I understand it, but I'm saying that we are to see a shift in it. It comes down to everybody returning to themselves. If you got a job, if you a job nigga, you're not a hustler. Instead of getting yourself slapped around and all that, getting shit took from you, getting treated a certain way, mishandled, or being fearful of your life, because. Come on, man. We know how it is. Even when you remove, you got the mindset. We still affected by the people we love being taken away and all types of shit. Still affect you. The moms still get affected. The family get affected. If somebody get killed, you got two families affected. The person that was killed and the person that's going to jail if they go to jail.
Right.
You got two families feeling that same hurt and pain, and you got a world of feud and feuding that's about to take place behind this incident. So it's just like, just think about it. Everybody ain't got to be a gangster. Just be yourself.
And I also, in closing, I want to challenge like the fathers to be fathers. You know what I mean? Go back and take your role as fathers. You know what I mean? Because that's really where a lot of the conflicts start. You know what I mean? So I think fathers should take their role, take their responsibility, and go
Man the fuck up.
Man the fuck up, like you said. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck up.
Because that's where we're losing. We're losing a great deal. And that role right there. If we all owned our crib and took our positions back in our crib, we'll see a shift. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Well, episode 3 of the round table, you know what I mean?
Great conversation.
Definitely great conversation. Definitely engage. Definitely let us know, y'all feedback. And like I said, if any young boy out there that's looking to find other ways to make money, like legal money, because if you feel like the streets is your only option, then you got resources on people that'll show you other ways. I understand certain shit comes with certain shit and there's a process, but outside of that, if you just looking to start that process on transitioning, then hit us up. It's the Wolf.
It's Pimp.
Say.
OG Bus.
And we out.